All I'm going to do here is just whiz up some newspaper with a bit of water into a nice pulp. I won't do it because it's noisy, but you know what I'm going to do. Save getting the camera boom out, I'll just do it like that. I've just got 2 slack handfuls of the wet stuff out of there, and all I'm going to do now is squeeze out as much water as I can. And the best Blue Peter fashion is one I made earlier. It's about a cricket ball size. And what I'm going to do with that, I'm going to add a bit of, still a bit of water in it, but I'm going to add a bit of 50-50 PVA and water mix to that with a couple of spoons of plaster of Paris, and then use it as filler for the big holes and big cracks in the diorama between the rock faces. There we are, they've got 4 cricket size-ish balls there. I suppose if you wanted to, you could weigh them out. Maybe I will. And then weigh out the PVA and water and plaster of Paris powder and just see what it is. All I need now is someone to tidy up, as usual. I'll have to get myself a commie chef. Used to have one, Ivlanka, but she went back to Russia. I'll get me coat. Right, I've just mixed some stuff up. So what I've got in here is 200 grams of that newspaper pulp, 50 grams of half and half PVA and water, and 100 grams of casting powder or plaster of Paris. Now I've got one of these daft tools somewhere for forcing it in, but I find that better to smoothing off. All I'm going to do is start filling in all these cracks and stuff. I find if you just use your finger, it's a lot better than messing on with little trowels. And when this dries, it will shrink back a bit, but that's alright because I'm going to go over it with neat plaster of Paris. What else I've added to this as well is a couple of drops of washing up liquid just to act as a plasticizer. Now this, well, it come from Mould Master casting powder, and I've had it a while and I've just found it in the porch of all places, funny enough. It's been there a while, so I know it's going to go off with a bang, so I'm only going to mix it up in these short or small bits at a time. Now as this goes off, I'll get a brush dipped in some water and blend that into the rock as well. Depending how smooth I get it, I'll see if I need to go over it with a plaster of Paris. The main thing is to fill all the bigger holes in and just blend them rocks in so they don't look. What I like to do, yeah, is blend them in with neat plaster of Paris, and then you can carve it and form the rocks yourself. So if you had that, I could, you know, carve the big bits in between to follow that on. See that crack there? There's a crack that goes up there. If I wanted to follow that on, all you do is you just get it in where you want it and then carve it in. But it's easier doing that with a plaster of Paris. Although you can set the foundation of it with this stuff. And that's basically it. You get any on it, it'll all scrape off anyway. Yeah, a bit of posh paper Mache. Why don't I buy sculptor mould, I hear you say, because it costs too much. Big bag of plaster of Paris, I think it's 25 kilograms, 30 quid. What I have done in the past as well, I've never done a video on it, but I can do one. I've used this stuff to cast the rocks as well. Works out quite well. It keeps the weight down as well on your dioramas. I mean, this thing's going to weigh, I don't know how much it'll weigh, but too much compared to one that's just all foam and carved. You know, have the foam carved. I'm squeezing that right in because I'm going to go over this, I think, with plaster of Paris. I'll see as it takes up. As it's taken up, I'll trowel it in with a wet brush and just my fingers, I think. Yeah, you get the idea.